And that's what everyone. We are live again. Welcome to the Stop Doing Nothing page with Patrick Almond. Real quick before we get into the intro, today we're going to be talking about, again, one of my favorite topics, entrepreneurship, and specifically some interesting marketing ideas I think you can start using today to basically generate business. When people come to us for coaching or hire us on retainers or fly us out, more often than not, when it comes to business, the issue is coaching. Excuse me, the issue is marketing. People, it's not that hard to have a great product. It's not that hard to have a great idea. What's really hard in this world today, 2019, is getting eyeballs on what you want. You think that, you know what, since we have so much access to technology, eyeballs would be easy, but it's not. Eyeballs are getting harder than ever. That's really weird the way it works out. Getting people's eyeballs, getting the right eyeballs on what you are showing to the world is harder than ever. So today we're going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to give you, as always, some free ideas, some paid ideas. And unlike other shows that say this is not in any particular order, no, we're going to do these in order from the ones I suggest the least to the ones I suggest the most. So do yourself a favor, fill up your water, fill up your tea, fill up your coffee, grab some note paper, share this broadcast with a friend or 10 because we all know someone who needs help in marketing, and let's get into it, shall we? Sweet. Okay, as always, I have to take care of the first timers. Hey everyone, my name is Patrick Almond. I run a marketing agency in Oklahoma City, United States. I have to say that because got people watching from all over the world. And I run StopDoingNothing.com, which is a coaching slash business coaching slash self-improvement. Not your regular kind of self-improvement, the kind of self-improvement where I'm going to kind of kick you in the ass and make you do all the hard work you don't want to do. Because if you are here watching right now, I assume you want to be successful. I assume you want to do big, amazing, hairy-ass things. You have big HAGs. Have you ever heard that phrase before? BHAG, big, hairy-ass goals. That's why you are watching right now. So if you are watching right now and you're taking notes, and then you get done, you think, oh, that's great. I just took some notes from Patrick. I'm going to put those aside. Remember in your head why you stayed to watch in the first place. Hopefully you didn't stay to watch because you were bored. Hopefully you didn't stay to watch because you had nothing else to do and you wanted to piss away some time while you were on the toilet. Hopefully you stayed to watch because you had some big hairy ass goals, some big dreams, hopes, and desires in this world, and you wanted to hop on those. You know what? I'm going to push you to do those. You can watch, you can shut me down. I'll be here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in recorded form, but if you're going to accomplish these goals, you know what? You got to get to work. So let's talk about that. Do me a favor, help me out real quick. Also, like this, share this with your friends, tag a friend who needs some business marketing help. And when you get done, do me a favor and subscribe to the podcast and subscribe on YouTube. And of course, follow the fan page. Okay, by the way, if I seem overly energetic today, it's because, man, the cylinders are all hitting this morning. Some days, you know, Let's talk in engine form. Some days you got 4 cylinders, sometimes only 2 cylinders are hitting or 3 cylinders are hitting. What are the cylinders that are hitting today for me? Because one of the things I do like to talk about is how to start off the perfect day. Got a decent night's sleep, at least I think I did. I got a decent night's sleep. Woke up a little bit earlier than normal. I had gym this morning, so starting off with something extremely painful and hard. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it'll kind of get your blood flowing for the day. So I went to the gym this morning. I've been playing music ever since I got done out of the gym, really high energy music. And if you ever want to know my playlists, I'll gladly tell you, because to me, music is life, and music is what keeps me hyped up. Music is what keeps me mellow. Music is my drug. I heard a friend say that recently, and I definitely agree. Music is my drug. It's just the things that I can find so many songs that to help define the mood I'm in and get me in another mood if I'm in a not so good mood. And had a good hot shower. I know that seems simple. Had a good shave. I don't know if you can tell it, but guys, you know, and ladies, depending on what you're shaving when it comes to your legs, when you have a good shave, it can make or break your day. You have a bad shave and you're patching tissue all over your face. That is not a good way to start the day. Plus, it's a horrible, horrible fashion look. So if I appear to be going really fast, that's also because I'm on my second cup of coffee. And for those of you, there is a coffee cup company called Coffee and Motivation. And my daughter bought me that coffee cup from there a while back. And I in turn bought her one that said, I love myself almost as much as Kanye loves himself, or something like that. So let's get into it, shall we? Marketing ideas. And again, yes, these are definitely in order from the least popular ones or the least productive ones to the most productive ones. Got my trusty iPad, been working on my notes for a couple hours for you. Okay, let's talk about the free stuff and the easy stuff, because that's the most obvious stuff out there. If you've got a website, you know what? The freest marketing that you're getting, whether you want to or not, is organic SEO. And I touch on this one briefly because it's the obvious one. It's the one everybody is doing, but you may not be doing it 100% right. So I want to encourage you that, and by the way, I'm not an SEO expert, I just know the basics. First of all, if your website is not listed yet in Google Webmaster Tools, go take care of that. There's this thing on your site, assuming it's WordPress. Other sites have it also called a sitemap. It's called an XML sitemap. And you can submit that to Google, and it gives Google a better chance of crawling your site and finding the things you're looking for. And it also shows you whether or not over time you are getting better in your SEO or you're getting worse in your SEO. And the coolest thing it shows you is what you're being found for. Because as much as we might try to do SEO and get found for the right things, sometimes we just get found for completely different things. The most popular blog post that we think is on our site is not the most popular blog post. The keywords people are using to find us are not the keywords we think people are using to find us. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on SEO, but just do yourself a favor. Find an SEO expert if you're interested in this. On a WordPress site, it's really easy to get your SEO tuned up, and also make sure you get your site verified in Google Webmaster Tools, and you also submit a sitemap, if you will. Okay, going on, the next one is the one again. We all think that social media is the great equalizer. You know, we've got social media now. That's all you need in the business is you start a fan page, and you're going to get plenty of people out there. Forgive me, I'm still sweating a little bit from a great shower and shave. Those heydays, those awesome days of starting up a fan page are well past us. You start up a fan page nowadays, it looks good, and you're going to get your friends and family to like it, but getting anybody else to like it is going to be a challenge, okay? I like to think that at some point in time, we were in the wild west of marketing when it came to social media and doing stuff with free fan pages. Those days are long gone. So while free social media is necessary, it's definitely not something you can rely on. So it's like one of those things, yeah, you have to get it out there. It's an absolute requirement, but you cannot bank on it anymore like you used to. So as always, get a fan page out there, maybe a Facebook group. Talk to me about some consulting if you want to know the best way to manage that stuff, or hit me up line on private message and I'll tell you. But organic SEO and organic social media are the basically the easiest and the free ways to get things out there. By the way, you may hear some experts say that in this day and age, all you need is a fan page. You do not need a website. That is some horribly shitty advice. Do not take that person's advice. As much as we love social media and Facebook, we have to remember that we do not own these properties. And social media is one of those legs of a many-legged table out there for your business. Yes, you have to have it up there to prop it up, but you know what? If that fan page goes away, you better be able to survive. That's some good bass for you 1970s SNL fans. So yes, you have to have a fan page. I would encourage you to do videos and images and all that stuff on the fan page, but you know what? Do not bank on it. As a matter of fact, if you're the kind of person who likes outsourcing or subcontracting, find a way to outsource or subcontract your social media as soon as possible. Just make sure the person does it in your voice, if you will, if that makes sense. Okay, so those are the first two ideas right there, the easy ones. What did I say? Organic SEO and organic social media. And by the way, if you have other ideas on this, do me a favor and comment below. And by the way, if you're watching live at all, do me a favor and comment below. I love it when people chime in during the live show and the recorded show, either one. I'm all good either way. I'm doing this for education. I'm not doing this for my ego. Okay, the next couple of ideas that I have up here, and people would say these are not necessarily in the right order, but again, I'm thinking of impact and trust building and what you can do in your business. So the next one I have is paid Google advertising, including videos. Now what I'm talking about is search engine advertising and display advertising. That's getting found when people type the keywords, and that's also showing banners on certain websites or a certain class of websites to get your message out there. So Google has three primary ways of advertising. It's search advertising, it's display or banner advertising, and it's video advertising. All three of those fall underneath Google in the paid route. And I would encourage you to look into those. It's going to be the formula. It's going to be in the mix of any successful marketing campaign. And you just really can't help it. Paid advertising is so useful. It's a way to reach things. It's a way to reach wide audiences really fast. It's a way to scale up and scale down. It's a way to test a lot of advertising really fast. As a matter of fact, if you're the kind of person who loves testing and iterations and improving your advertising over and over and over, you cannot beat paid marketing for this. I would encourage you to get the book 80-20 in Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. As a matter of fact, I may even have a copy on the shelf here. Let me check and see. Because at one point in time, I had 20 copies. And you know what? I was giving them away like crazy. And I don't see it on this particular shelf, so it must be on a different shelf. But look for the book 80-20 in Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall. And what Perry Marshall talks about is the fact that the fastest way to test something and to scale it is to use paid Google ads. And that's the way that, he put his book out there. That's the way Tim Ferriss put the 4-hour work week out there. Yeah, I believe Tim Ferriss said he actually tested different headline ideas using Google ads, found the headline that people clicked on the most, and that became the title of the 4-hour work week. So if you're considering the title of something, even the title of a book, the title of an ebook, the title of a course, you can use Google ads for that also. And basically you can spend a little bit of money and you can test what is the catchiest headline, what is the most popular headline. And then when you actually go to use that to publish your course or your book, you're going to know what should you call it. I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, when I say easy, I'm not speaking about financially. You have to put a little bit of money in here. But the concept of, I can determine what people like. I can put this idea in front of 1,000 or 10,000 people for a relatively low cost and figure out what they like before I scale it up and sell it to 100,000 people or 1 million people. It just blows my mind. We have that technology at our hands. So the third one right there was paid Google ads, including video. By the way, video views on Google are damn cheap. Please look into that. And then after that, when it comes to marketing ideas, I would look at paid social media, which is extremely popular right now. And yes, that's paid Facebook ads, paid YouTube ads. No, not paid YouTube ads, paid Facebook ads, paid Instagram ads, and some other social networks. To tell you the truth, I'm not necessarily a big fan of paid Twitter ads. I don't really see much effectiveness in them because just so much goes by on Twitter, fleeting by. So I'm not a big fan of that, and same that comes with some of the others, paid Snapchat ads, paid TikTok ads. I mean, in this day and age, what we have people creating social tools and social networks and then kind of backing into the advertising. And people jump from social network to social network looking for the one that's ad-free, but what these social networks are finding out really fast is that you have to monetize your network, and then people leave it and go on to the next shiny object. So, you know what? Let's put the gorilla in the room, or the monkey. Yeah, put the elephant in the room out there. And you know what? Facebook is the definitely most popular platform. Allows for amazing targeting, allows for amazing retargeting out there. We do a lot of paid Facebook ad consulting. So if you want to talk about that, hit me up offline or send us a text at this number right here on your screen, the 405-217-4752. That's our corporate number. You can call that and someone from the front desk will answer and get you in touch with me or somebody else on the team. Or that will also, you can also text that number right there and it'll drop you inside of our CRM and somebody will follow up with you right there. So do that right there. So we've got, so far we talked about organic SEO, organic social media. Both those are free in terms of cash, not free in terms of time. Paid Google ads, including video, and paid social media, including video also. All these things, especially on the video side, getting exposure and building trust with that stuff is dirt cheap. So if you're when you're looking at paid Google ads or paid social media, if you want to start really cheap, go the video route, because the cost per the CPM, which is cost per mille, French, cost per 1,000 views is really cheap for that stuff. And it's a really easy way to go through a relatively low budget and get a lot of visibility on your content, if you will. Okay, now let's go on to the piece de resistance, my 3 best ideas. And yes, I definitely did save these for last. By the way, I just want to throw this out there. If you're listening on the podcast, you're going to find this video over on the Stop Doing Nothing fan page or over on YouTube. So I would push you to basically jump over the other side if you want to watch me gesticulate wildly with my hands. while I talk about these topics. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook Live, you can go over and subscribe on just about every podcast platform out there. Radio.com, iHeartRadio, iTunes, obviously, Spotify, and Alexa. Gotta love that. You gotta love the fact that you can sit on your butt in your living room and ask Alexa to play the Stop Doing Nothing podcast. Wait, did I do it? Okay, because I've got an Alexa in the room and I have to be careful when I say things because it will respond to me unintentionally. So I have to say that A thing. Okay, the 3 best ideas right here. And they're the best ideas because they build the trust the fastest and the easiest, but they're also the most challenging because these aren't things you can just sit down on your bottom and whip out really fast like you can a paid Facebook ad or a YouTube video. These are the ones that require work. And you know what? It may suck, but all good things in the world require work. It may be somewhat low cost or inexpensive, but effort-wise, it's a pretty serious investment. Okay. And you know what? These 3, to tell you the truth, let me look at these here real quick. You know what? These 3 aren't really in any particular order. Maybe the first 2 and then the third one. I might group the first 2 and then the third one. Public speaking is the first of the 3 finals. And what I'm talking about is getting in front of an audience, becoming a member of the National Speakers Association, or if you're a little bit nervous, going through Toastmasters, and learning how to speak on stage in front of a group of people. By group of people, I'm talking about 5 people, 50, 500, 5,000. It really doesn't matter. And for some of you, I know this isn't, I'm not going to say this is not an option, but it's the scariest option out there. And I'm going to tell you, as a paid professional public speaker, it is still somewhat scary to me. I've been doing it I didn't know I was a public speaker until I joined NSA, but I've been doing public speaking since I started my business in 1998. I've been on stages, I've been on TV, and then I found out, oh, this is an actual career. You can do just public speaking. So public speaking to me, one of the reasons I like it so much is, first of all, you have the sole attention of your target audience for a set period of time. It might be 15 minutes, it might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour, it might be a day, but for the most part, they are doing nothing else except for paying attention to you. They may run to the restroom, they may be taking notes, they may be piddling away on their phone, but you have their focus for the most part for a set period of time. And that is really hard to get in the marketing world these days, is someone's focus, whether it is a YouTube video or a Facebook video or a banner ad or a blog post on your website. Just grabbing someone's attention for a short period of time is a very challenging thing. And in public speaking, you can do that. It's really easy just to grab someone's attention. Probably one of the main reasons, though, I think I like public speaking is the trust building. And what I mean by this is, and I'm just always amazed that people don't talk about this more in the world of public speaking, is that when you are on stage talking, and this counts if you're on TV too, which is one of my other upcoming ones, the more you talk and the more people are listening and the more people are having the aha moments, the more you are building trust. And to me, I am not a professional sales trainer by any stretch of the imagination. But to me, the more you can build trust and the faster you can build trust, the less selling you have to do. If someone watches you speak about, let's say you sell a knitting course, okay? You're selling a knitting course, you've been knitting for 20 years, and you go to a knitting conference. And you've got a kit. You've got, like I said, you've got a knitting course. You go to a knitting conference, and this knitting course basically will take someone from no knitting to being a professional knitter in the next 8 weeks. And you're going to tell them everything that you know about knitting in this knitting course. The yarn to use, the patterns, the speed, the knitting needles, all that stuff. When you're on stage talking about how, your journey of becoming a knitter and the right and the wrong things, you're actually giving them just a little tidbit of your knowledge. You're giving them a tidbit of your years or decades of knowledge. And what should happen is people should be watching you and go, wow, I want to be as good as this person. I want to know what this person knows. And you know what? This person knows their shit. When someone believes you know your shit, you know what's going to happen? Is they're going to buy your shit. And I'm not really sorry for the profanity because it's just the way I speak. I don't drop too much of it out there. But when people know and believe you and trust you, they will throw a ton of money at you. And, the world's not run by money. It's not the only thing in the world, but You know what? It sure does make the difference between the cheap red wine and the expensive red wine. Yes, I'm a wine fan. So these other ones, these other items out here are kind of the same way. When people see you doing something that builds trust, they will have no qualms about throwing you money. Almost every piece of marketing out here, the first four I covered, it's the beginning of the trust cycle. John Jantz has a book out there called Duct Tape Marketing, and that book is over here someplace. The referral engine, right here. Excuse me, it wasn't Duct Tape Marketing, it was John Jantz, The Referral Engine. I would gladly talk about his book right here. And I've always, let me see if I still have it bookmarked. I have it dog-eared right here. You know what? I take that back. I have several dog ears, but someplace in this book there was a section on the selling life cycle, and it was so powerful to me. I've used it in so many of my own speeches. By the way, if you're curious about the book, there it is right there. Someone talk about John. Someone tag John Jantz, if you will, and let him know I'm talking about his book. If you're friends with him. There's the marketing funnel in here, and it's called Know, Like, Trust, Buy, Repeat, Refer. Know, like, trust. Trust. You know what? The first four that we talked about here kind of get you in that no category, no further. When you do public speaking, you can leapfrog over the know, like, and trust. They can get instantly their try. So it's know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, refer. And of course, his book is obviously about referrals right here. So that's you know what, and this is why I'm spending so much time on public speaking, because it's just a no-brainer. And I cannot tell you the number of times I've spoken on a big stage or a small stage, and people just come up with me afterwards and they say, I don't have to sell anything. The deal was done. The deal was done when I was 5 minutes into my speech. They're just waiting for me to walk off the stage to basically say, Patrick, how do I give you money? It's happened countless times. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm letting you know that if you can build up trust in any capacity whatsoever, including these other two coming up, you don't have to sell. And that's why it's so awesome as a traveling public speaker. For those of you that do that out there through the National Speakers Association, my friends that are watching, it's so easy to transition from being a public speaker into a consultant and selling courses. I mean, the trust is just there. It's built up. It's so damn cool. Okay, I beat that horse. Again, here's the book, The Referral Engine by John Jantz. And I will tag him later. I'm Facebook friends with him. I'll have him know I talked the crap out of his book in about 22 minutes or so. 22 minutes. Make a note here, because I want to tag my buddy John Jantz. 22 minutes talked about JJ book. There we go. Okay, let's move on. Okay, just like public speaking, the next two are trust builders. Media, real and online. What I mean by real is the classic ones, radio and TV. I am on TV on a regular basis here in Oklahoma City, working on that national gig. I got some friends helping me out with that, but I've, not as much as from public speaking, but somewhat from TV. When people call me here locally in Oklahoma City, or nationally, and they've seen my TV gigs, it's, again, an instant trust builder. You know what? That guy on TV must know what he's talking about, or else he wouldn't be on TV, right? We can get into a whole separate talk about that. Sometimes it's not true, sometimes it is. But TV, for me, has been a great trust builder also. So if you can get into any kind of offline media, TV media especially, it's going to be really good for your business. And then you can put those cute little as seen on tags on your website that some people fake, but you don't have to fake it if you've really been on TV. How do you get on TV? There are people you can pay. Notice a somewhat skeptical look in my face for those of you that are watching the video live. There are people that you can pay that will act as a broker that will get you on TV. That's really good for the national stuff. But let me tell you what, on the local end, you don't have to do that. I got my break in TV, I just use that word loosely, a big break in TV, by helping somebody out on Twitter. I helped a local reporter out with a story. That's one way you can do it. But every single local television station in your city has an about page. And that about page has a list of every single reporter, their function, and more than likely their social media address and their email address. Start emailing some of the field reporters, not the anchors. Maybe some with the anchors, but the anchors are pretty busy and their work is guaranteed. All the field reporters in media are out fishing for stories to get their own airtime and get out in the field. So the way a TV station works, according to with my very basic knowledge, is that you have the anchors that talk about the stories, and they are the anchor of the show, if you will, and then they basically push to a field reporter or a segment reporter who does their bit, and they come back to the anchors. Those field and segment reporters go into a meeting every single day, and they're looking for ideas. They are looking for ideas from you. They're out on social media looking for ideas, or reading the newspaper looking for ideas. They're doing all these things looking for ideas. So you know what? Send them ideas. They may not use it for 6 months, but consider getting in a good rapport with some of these reporters and say, you know what? I've got a good idea on business. I've got a good idea on a community thing I want to talk about. I've got a good idea on personal development, or I'm writing a book that would help my local community. Excuse me, my nose is itching today. These reporters are looking for news stories ideas. They go into a daily meeting, a pitch meeting, and they pitch it to the news director, and the news director says, we'll use that, we won't use that, we'll use that, we won't use that. And then after that, they have to go out and basically record the footage for that. They may come to your office, or you may go to the TV station, but you know what? I do this on a monthly basis, and it's been very good for business. So that was number one right there, media. That was number two, media. And the last one, which obviously John Jantsch preaches right here, is referrals, business referrals. Other people talking about you, sending you business. This to me probably, you know what, I would have to say that, yeah, out of my list here, this is definitely the top one, referrals. And the reason referrals are so powerful is, again, you don't have to sell. If you've done really good work for someone, they are going to talk about you to their fellow business people, their business community. And they're going to say, hey, Patrick is my guy. Patrick did this for me. Patrick helped grow my business from $3,000 a month to $30,000 a month to $300,000 a month. You need to hire Patrick. And then what you do is you get calls, like I get every month, basically from people who have been referred to me from existing business clients saying, hey, Patrick, this guy, who you did a really good job for, referred and said I should hire you. When can we meet and how can we get started? That is the most beautiful conversation you can have in business. When can we meet, virtually or real, and how soon can we get started? And maybe you might mention the investment to work with you, but more often than not, it doesn't really matter, because like business people associate together at income levels. And more often than not, at least for my business, they've already talked about the financial part of it. So there's no, they already know what they're getting into. And if not, I mention it pretty early in the conversation, and they're like, yep, that's cool. I figured, whatever. How do we get started? Here's a blank check. Here's my credit card number. How do we get started? So again, these top three here as we wrap up: public speaking, real media, and referrals. If you are in a major media market, by the way, and I'm talking like LA or Dallas or New York or Chicago, you guys really have it easy compared to me. We have a relatively small media market here in Oklahoma City, but man, if you can get into a market where they have the MSNBCs and the CNNs of the world, and you're getting good with an anchor there, which I'm trying to do, you guys really kind of got lucky in that area. I know friends, I'm kind of jealous of some of the friends in New York and some of the bigger markets who have been on TV doing their jam. I'm jealous, but I'm also very proud of them for doing that. So again, as a quick recap, for those of you that are turning in here towards the end, free ideas for marketing, organic SEO, organic social media, paid Google ads, including video, paid social media, including video, and the piece de resistance, my top three marketing ideas for you today, which will hopefully push you to get off of your ass and get down on some of these things, are public speaking, which builds trust amazingly fast, media, TV, radio, things like that. Always a good idea to be on the evening news, which I am quite frequently, and referrals. Get referrals from your friends. Ask for referrals. When you start working with somebody, pretty early out of the engagement, and I'm sure this is covered right here in your book, John Jantsch, Referral Engine, pretty easy out of the gate, start asking for referrals as soon as you start working with somebody. Just basically get people in the habit of talking about you. Here's another one. Whenever I give out business cards to help my referral process, I usually give out 2 or 3 business cards. I am not afraid of basically running out of business cards. I give them out like candy. That's so when I meet somebody new, they have the chance to basically keep a card and also give a card to somebody else. So when you give out cards, don't just give out 1 card. Give out 2, 3, 4, 5 cards and say, hey, can you refer me some business, and I'll hook a brother up. As always, it's been great talking to you about marketing. Do me a favor, help me out here a little bit. Go subscribe and rate the show on iTunes. Go subscribe and leave me a comment over on YouTube, and I'll help you out. And if you have any of those great ideas, leave them a comment below, and we'll talk about it in a future show. As always, your mantra for today: stop doing nothing. I'm going to give you a bunch of great ideas, but all it takes is for you to execute one of these ideas to just blow up your business, blow up your life, and do amazing things for you and your family, which I know is what all of us are trying to do every single day. You know, as always, I love every single one of you. Leave a comment, follow on Facebook, and have a great Thursday. Where are we at now? We are at Thursday the 21st. My goodness gracious, 2019 is blowing by. I love every single one of you, and we will talk on the next show.